Hello, and welcome to Beginner's Yoga. I'm Lori, and I am going to be going through some poses tonight. So I need to talk a little bit louder. I heard that I needed to talk a little bit louder. Whoops. Nope. There we go. There we go. Okay. So I will try to talk louder this time. So this is Beginner's Yoga, and my name is Lori, and I work at the Morgan County Public Library, and you might have seen me there. Um, this this is a beginner's class, so it's not supposed to be too hard. But if you have trouble doing the poses, then use modifications, use pillows, blankets, bolsters, whatever you need to make yourself comfortable and able to do the pose. If you are moving in a direction and it starts hurting, come back up a little bit, come back to where you were, because you don't want to go beyond that point. Just go to where you feel like, okay, now I'm stretching something here, but it's still not hurting. So with that out of the way, we're going to start with our yoga seat. And this is the foundation. We want to have our legs crossed. We want to have our back straight, our shoulders down, head straight on. We can put our hands here or here or here, however you want to do it. Okay, so like I do it this way. But I've been doing it this way when I do the class. So what we're going to do is we're going to be present in our body. This is our time to spend to help ourselves feel better. And this is attention that you deserve. So you want to be mindful about what you're doing. This is a practice. And that means every day, if you practice this, you will get better at it. And you might start becoming more mindful. Our thoughts tend to race. We think a million miles an hour and don't even realize it. And with yoga, we want to slow that down. We want to be with our body. We want to be present. So here we are in our yoga seat, and we are going to breathe deeply. Take big inhales. It should make our tummy pooch out a little bit, and then exhale. You can exhale like that, or you could exhale slowly through your nose. But you want to tell your body everything's okay. And you can also kind of gauge how long you've been in the pose. So like I will do a pose for 3 breaths. If you can only do a pose through 1 breath, that is great. Later on, you might build up to 2 and 3 or 4 or 5 or however many. But I'll do, for this practice, I'll do 3. So sit up straight and tall. Close your eyes. I always do it. It helps me. Scan your body and start breathing. Now we're going to work with our neck, with our head. And I want you to do some head rolls like we did last week. And your slow, gradual turns of the head, going in one direction. Breathe. Other way. Mm-hmm. Sit still for a moment. I hope you're not dizzy. So how's that feel? How does that feel with your neck? Did you feel a lot of stress there in your neck? Did that relieve any of it? Okay, now we're going to do overhead stretch. So we're going to elongate our spine. We're still sitting in our yoga seat. Our back is still tall and straight. Our shoulders are still down. We're going to go like this. Interlace our fingers, right? And then stretch tall and breathe. Again. If you need to do it closer to your head or out here, or however you need to do it to adjust so that that you are able to do it with good form, that's fine. And I feel that in my shoulder blades in the back. You also, it just stretches you up, so you're elongating your spine, you're putting some space in there. That's good. And then we're going to do a seated twist, and we did these last week too. So put your hand on the outside of your knee and take your other hand behind you and face towards the wall and breathe. Back to center. And rest here for a moment. Breathe. Now the other side. Make sure your shoulders are square. I need to do that better. Feel your body. Breathe and feel your body. And do little tweaks to correct the pose. If your shoulders are scrunched up, then bring them down, right? I have my hand holding on my knee. I go back to putting it outside. Next side. to center. On the outside, one behind you. Try to put your shoulders facing the other direction. Back to center. All right. How do you feel? You know, I got involved with this with the library because we've had several, I've watched several webinars on, you know, chair yoga in the library. And I was like, hey, I do yoga all the time. I can do that. I'm not certified, but I'm working on getting a certification. So that's how I got involved. And I hope, you know, this is free and this is time for you. If you want to make that commitment, I highly suggest you do that because it's a form of self-love to taking care of yourself. You know, we need to have our cup filled before we can fill other people up. And we need to take care of ourselves. We need to be good role models. So now we're going to do some seated forward bend. So now we're going to get into chair. Notice how straight my back is. My shoulders are down. And then you just fold forward from the hips. And I don't like to use my hands because it's like cheating or something. Like you can, if you want to, you can do this. But see how it rounds my back? I don't want my back to be rounded. I want it to be straight. And I want to fold over from the hips. And then I got to do a lot of breathing because this is not easy for me. This is my trouble pose, whether standing up or sitting down. And then back up. So I'm right on the edge of where I can feel it, but it doesn't hurt. That's where you need to be. Don't go too far where it hurts because that's too far. And don't just do this and it's like not even engaging any of your muscles. You can't feel anything at all. You need to be right where you can feel it, but it still doesn't hurt. So you know you're working your muscles. And back up. We'll do one more. Okay. Those legs. All right, so these are a lot of things that we did last week that I figured we should do again and make them a habit. So I've got my knee bent here and my foot is right up against my thigh. It doesn't touch, but it's close. And I have my legs straight out. Now, if that hurts, you can bring them in a little bit. So, you know, doing this is fine. That's wherever you need to be. Figure that out. And then we're going to go over. And inside. And how's that feel? You know, if that hurts too much, you can do like this too. But you want to keep your back straight, so I don't like my hands in the way. Hands get in the way. I like the stretch right here from going sideways. So let out the stress. This music is Crystal Bowl Meditation, a vibrational journey into deep meditation states by Life in Balance. So I'm just playing this because it's got a singing bowl in it and it's got piano. I like piano music. It's just very relaxing to me. I can listen to that music while I'm breathing and thinking about my body. Mhm. Now the other side, you got to do the other side too. So your leg, wherever you need it, but right there is the ideal place. And then your knee is bent with your foot turned in and it's near your thigh. Okay. So this is the posture. Our back straight, shoulders down, and we're going to turn to the side. Sometimes that helps deepen the stretch. This leg here, I've got it bent a little bit. It's not like rigid. It's got a little flexibility right there. You need to always be mindful of that when you're doing straight leg things. You can't put too much pressure on your knees. It's bad for your knees. So to avoid that, you just kind of bend them slightly, just a little, just enough to take that pressure off the knee area. And I noticed that I can do better on one side than the other. Okay. Now we're going to do semi back. So stay in your yoga seat, back straight, shoulders down. And then put one arm behind you with the fingers spread wide, your wide base, and then on the other side so that you're tilted back. Now go ahead and put your head back and breathe. Same with the elbows. Kind of keep them soft a little bit. Don't make them super rigid. If that is hard for you, you can just put your hands right behind you and just thrust out your breaths. And your back should go in, and you're doing a slight back bend. And then you, if you can, then you can add your head to it. But it's a lot smaller movement, not as hard as. So do what you can do. Figure out where it's comfortable for you. And one more time. The chest is open. The elbows are not rigid. And then how does that feel? Trying to keep a better eye on the time. All right. So now we're going to do upper body circles. So what we're going to do is you can lean over just a little bit. Keep your back straight, your shoulders down. Try to keep your legs down, but if you can't do that, that's okay. So mine are coming up a little bit. And then just start swirling around. If you need to go to the bathroom, this is a good way to shake things up. Slow, measured. It's a deliberate practice. Now let's go the other way. Okay. I'm getting carried away. All right. Now I want to do a restorative pose, and it's called child pose. And there's several ways you can do it, but you want to get down on your hands and knees like this, and then come back on your heels. And then we're going to fold forward. And you can either just put your hands beside you like this with the palms up, or you can have them overhead for a deeper stretch and involving the arms. And then just stay there. This is a restorative pose, so just stay here and breathe and just relax into the pose. And then just bring yourself back up. Scan your body. How did that feel? Is that nice? Could you just melt into that? Now, some people might have trouble with their knees or their legs. You can use pillows and blankets, whatever bolsters you need to put where you need them. Some people lay on pillows because they don't want to get all the way down to the ground and it's hard for them to do. That's okay. You can do that. Now we're going to do the last pose, and it's called corpse pose because we're going to be laying flat out like we're dead. It's also a restorative pose. We're going to be relaxing. You're going to let your feet just fall apart, your head down on the ground, your palms are facing up, your hands by your side, and you're just breathing. Focus on your breaths and relax. Stay here as long as you want. 5 minutes. It's time to go. So, yes, it is time to go. I'm trying to stay on time. I enjoyed talking to you and working with you, and I hope you have a great week, and I hope I see you next week. Bye.